Tiff knows. She may not have all the pieces yet, but in episode 4, she's about to make a move that could burn everything to the ground. Knuck's lies are catching up to him, and the weight of what he's done is finally too heavy to carry. But this time, it's not just about guilt. It's about a mother who's grieving, who's broken, and who's about to fight back. And once Tiff starts asking the right questions, no one's safe. Not Knuck, not Reg, not even Jake. Episode 4 is coming, and it's about to change everything. Tiff has been quiet. Too quiet. Ever since the reveal of her pregnancy, we've seen her carry that pain like it's stitched into her skin. She walks through every scene like she's somewhere between heartbreak and fury, and now it's starting to show. She's not just hurting, she's suspicious. And in this episode, that suspicion grows into something dangerous. The trailer for episode 4 gives us a glimpse of the moment everything shifts. Tiff looks Knuck dead in the eye and tells him Alicia got the wrong guy. But it's not just a line, it's a warning. Because when Tiff says that, she's really saying, I know there's more to this story, and I'm not letting it go. And let's be real, Tiff is smart. She doesn't speak unless she's already 10 steps ahead. So if she's confronting Knuck, that means she's already got something on him, or she's about to, and you can see Knuck unraveling. The guilt has been following him like a shadow ever since he found out about the baby. He's been acting sweet, extra careful around Tiff, like he's trying to protect her, or maybe trying to protect himself. He knows what he did, and even if nobody else does, it's haunting him. Every glance, every pause, every breath feels like it could be his last moment of peace before it all comes crashing down. The way Tiff stares at him now, it's not just love or confusion, it's calculation. She's studying him, watching his every move, waiting for him to slip, and Knuck knows it. That's why he's tense. That's why he's acting out of character, because he can feel it. Tiff's coming for the truth. This whole episode feels like a turning point. A mother's grief is powerful, but when that grief turns into suspicion and then into revenge, that's when people start getting hurt. And you can already feel that shift beginning. Tiff isn't lashing out emotionally. She's digging deep, connecting dots, and preparing for whatever comes next. If Knuck had anything to do with what happened to her baby daddy, he better start watching his back. Because Tiff is done waiting. She's done grieving in silence. Now she's starting to fight, and she's not the only one. And here's the real twist. Tiff's not alone in this. Alicia is also out for blood, and now these two women, two grieving mothers, might be heading toward the same target. That's what makes episode 4 so dangerous. It's not just another chapter in the story. It's the spark that could set off an explosion. And if you think this is just about Tiff and Knuck, think again. Because once she confronts him, it's going to pull everyone else into the fire. Reg, Jake, Victor, Alicia, the entire web of lies and loyalties is about to be exposed. And the fallout? It's going to be brutal. Let's talk about Knuck, because while Tiff is circling closer to the truth, Knuck is unraveling fast. In the past, we've seen him act like he's in control, always calm, calculated, playing the long game. But now, he's slipping. Ever since Tiff dropped that bomb, telling him Alicia got the wrong guy, he's been carrying himself like a man on the edge. And the most dangerous thing about Knuck isn't what he's done, it's how far he's willing to go to keep it buried. Because if Tiff exposes him, if she finds out the full truth about her baby daddy's death, Knuck's entire world will collapse. His power, his people, his place in the streets, all of it gone. And you better believe he knows that. That's why the pressure is eating him alive. You can see it in his body language, in the way he's talking to people now, especially Alicia. He's nervous, paranoid, like every word might be the one that seals his fate. And that's when Reg walks back into the picture. His return couldn't have come at a worse time for Knuck, or maybe a worse time for everyone. Because let's be honest, Reg isn't back for peace. He's back for power. He knows Duda's gone, and the second that door opened at Jake's place, we all felt it. Reg didn't just survive, he's been planning, watching, waiting, and now that he's here, he wants to take what Knuck built. That would be bad enough on its own, but Reg doesn't just want the throne. He wants to burn the whole kingdom down in the process. And if that means using Tiff's grief, Alicia's rage, or Jake's loyalty to get what he wants, so be it. Reg isn't driven by strategy. He's driven by ego, by a need to be feared. And that makes him reckless, deadly, unpredictable. But here's where things get even darker. Knuck sees Reg's return as a threat, but he's too distracted by Tiff to respond properly. He's not thinking straight. And that's dangerous, because Reg is watching. He sees the cracks in Knuck's armor. He hears the rumors. And if he figures out what really went down with Tiff's baby daddy, he might not even need to take Knuck down himself. He can just let the truth do it for him. That's the kind of chaos Reg thrives in. When everyone else is falling apart, he's rising, feeding off it. And now, with Jake caught in the middle, it's only a matter of time before someone makes a move that can't be undone. Let's not forget, Knuck has always operated like he's invincible, like his secrets are safe. But in episode 4, all of that is slipping through his fingers. Tiff's starting to question everything. Alicia's preparing for war. And Reg, he's stirring the pot with a smile on his face. That's the energy going into this next episode. Raw, tense, and full of cracks that are about to split wide open. Knuck's mask is coming off, whether he wants it to or not. And the closer Tiff gets to the truth, the more we know. Someone's going to get hurt. Maybe even worse. Jake is the one character who always tries to stay grounded, but right now, he's standing in the middle of a storm that's coming from all sides. And it's only getting worse. Ever since Reg came back, Jake's entire world has been flipped upside down. Reg was supposed to be gone. Dead. That chapter was closed. But now that he's back, Jake is forced to deal with feelings he thought he'd buried. Betrayal, abandonment, confusion, and maybe, somewhere deep down, hope. Because as much as Reg hurt him, Jake still sees the brother he once looked up to. That's the part that breaks us. Jake's torn between the man who left him behind and the one who taught him how to survive in the first place. And now, Reg is pushing his way back in, acting like he can just pick up where he left off. But Jake's not that same kid anymore. He's grown. He's built something real, something good, and he's worked too hard to let Reg drag him back into that darkness. But the timing couldn't be worse. While Jake's trying to figure out where he stands with Reg, Knuck is slipping. And Jake sees it. He might not know the full truth yet, but he feels it. Tension is thick, secrets are heavy, and Jake's intuition has always been sharp. He knows something isn't right with Knuck, and that feeling only grows stronger after Tiff's confrontation. If Jake finds out that Knuck had anything to do with the death of Tiff's baby daddy, the same baby daddy that Tiff used to confide in him about, it'll change everything. Not just his loyalty to Knuck, but his entire sense of safety. Jake has always tried to walk that thin line between the streets and something better. But now, that line is vanishing. People around him are lying, dying, and turning on each other. And he's stuck in the middle of it all. And here's where things get even more painful. Jake might be forced to choose. Reg or Knuck. The past or the future. Loyalty or survival. And no matter which path he takes, something inside him will break. He's not built for betrayal. He's got too much heart. That's what makes him strong. But it's also what makes him vulnerable. The audience can feel it. Jake's story isn't just about street politics or power plays. It's about a young man who's trying to hold on to his integrity in a world that keeps ripping it away. And now that Reg is whispering in one ear and Knuck is hiding things behind his back, Jake's running out of room to breathe. It's only a matter of time before he snaps. The question is, who will be there when that happens? Will Victor step in again and protect him like he always does? Will Alicia see what's happening and pull Jake closer into her circle? Or will Jake finally stand up for himself and take control of his own fate, even if it means walking away from everyone he's ever trusted? Episode 4 is going to test Jake in a way we've never seen before. And depending on how he moves, the whole game could shift. Because while everyone's chasing revenge or power, Jake might just be the one holding the real key to peace or destruction. Alicia has been quiet for too long, but don't mistake her silence for surrender. From the moment she lost Rob, something inside her changed. We saw it in her eyes. That numb kind of grief that no words can reach. But now, in episode 4, that quiet grief is shifting into something sharper, something deadly. She's done crying. She's done waiting for justice that never comes. And she's done pretending that the system or the streets will ever play fair. Alicia is gathering her pain, and turning it into power. The Mothers. Day gathering? That's not just about remembrance. It's a war council. And Alicia's not just speaking to the other grieving mothers to comfort them. She's recruiting them. This is personal, this is organized, and it's about to get very real. Think about it. How many mothers in this city have buried their children and never got answers? How many of them walk around every day with rage in their chests and nowhere to put it? Alicia's giving them a direction. She's giving them purpose. And when she stands up at that table and speaks, you can feel the room shift. These women are tired of being victims. They're tired of lighting candles and saying prayers while killers roam free. They want justice, and Alicia's about to show them how to get it. Her way. The streets are about to feel something they've never seen before. A mother's wrath. Calculated, relentless, righteous, and honestly, terrifying. The trailer hints at a shift in power, and this is it. Alicia isn't stepping into the chaos blindly. She's stepping in with a plan. She knows exactly who needs to fall, who needs to be exposed, and who needs to be protected. That's why her connection with Jake could become crucial. She sees potential in him. She sees someone who still has a heart, someone who hasn't been completely hardened by loss. And while she may not say it out loud, Alicia is building something that could shake the entire neighborhood to its core. Not just a revenge mission, but a movement. What makes Alicia so dangerous right now isn't just her pain, it's her clarity. She knows the players, she knows the politics, and more importantly, she knows that power doesn't always come from who has the most muscle, it comes from who has the most reason. And these mothers, they've got reason, they've got motive, and now they've got Alicia. That's a deadly combination. So while everyone else is playing their own selfish games, Reg clawing his way back in, Knuck trying to cover his guilt, Alicia is moving quietly in the background, aligning her pieces. And trust me, once she makes her first real move, it's going to be a checkmate moment. It's all been leading to this. Secrets that were buried deep are starting to surface, and the biggest one of all is just seconds away from blowing up in everyone's face. Tiff knows something's off. She may have looked fragile after losing her baby daddy, but don't confuse her grief for weakness. Her instincts are sharper than ever now, and that gut feeling, it's pointing straight at Knuck. In the trailer, when she tells him that Alicia got the wrong guy, that's not just a passing comment. It's a warning shot. She's testing him, watching his reaction, and Knuck, for all his confidence and charm, is cracking. The guilt he's been carrying like a weight on his chest is now starting to suffocate him. And when guilt turns into fear, mistakes happen. Dangerous ones. Tiff has been through hell, and she's not about to let lies keep her there. She's connecting dots, reading between the lines, and if she finds out that Knuck had any part in what happened to her baby daddy, it's game over. For him. Because Tiff is not a woman who forgives betrayal, especially not from someone who stood by her, pretended to comfort her, and hid the truth the entire time. Knuck's silence, his guilt-driven kindness, his inability to look her in the eye, it's all stacking up. And when she confronts him fully, when she finally says what's been building up inside her, you better believe that will change everything. But here's the twist. It's not just Tiff who could destroy Knuck. Alicia's watching too. And if she suspects even for a second that Knuck helped cover up the truth about Rob, she won't wait for proof. She'll act. That's what makes this so explosive. We've got three powerful forces on a collision course. Tiff's rising fury, Alicia's silent war, and Knuck's collapsing cover. And caught in the middle? Jake. Because if Knuck goes down, Jake's world might crumble too. He's tied to all of them. Tiff, Alicia, and even Reg, who's lurking like a ghost waiting to snatch back control. The Chi Season 7 Episode 4 isn't just about individual pain anymore. It's about the collision of secrets, lies, guilt, and revenge, all barreling toward a moment that no one can stop. The streets are tense. Every glance feels loaded, every word like it's hiding something more. And as the layers of betrayal start peeling back, it's clear that nobody's safe. Not even the ones we thought were untouchable. Tiff confronting. Knuck might be the spark, but the fire? That's coming from all sides. Knuck's guilt has been building like a ticking bomb. And now that Tiff knows something isn't adding up, he can't hide behind charm or sweet words anymore. She's staring him down with fire in her eyes, And even if she doesn't have the full truth yet, her instincts are screaming, and Knuck knows it. That fear, that dread, it's written all over his face in the trailer. He's no longer the one in control, and that scares him more than anything. What happens when the lies finally catch up? When the people you thought you could manipulate start asking the right questions? Knuck's been slipping for a while now, playing every angle, trying to survive while covering his tracks. But Tiff is the wild card he didn't see coming. She's not just grieving, she's focused, and she's starting to piece it all together. That look she gave him, that wasn't just suspicion, that was clarity. She's connecting the dots. And when she finally learns the truth, that Knuck might have had a hand in the death of her baby's father, her grief will become something dark and unrelenting. She will not stay quiet, she will not forgive, and she will not forget. Knuck better. Hope he can spin the story, because if not, he's done. Meanwhile, Reggie's return continues to pull everyone in different directions. On the surface, he claims he just wants his piece of the pie. But let's be real, Reg isn't back just to sit at the table. He wants to flip it. He wants power. And he doesn't care who gets hurt in the process. Jake, unfortunately, is caught, right in the middle. His world is crumbling piece by piece. First, the shock of seeing Reg alive. Then the pressure to choose between the life he's building and the brother who abandoned him. And now, the fear that everything he's worked for might be ripped away. Jake's got Victor on one side, Alicia in the background, Reg in his face, and Knuck in the shadows. No wonder he looks lost. But lost isn't the same as weak. Not anymore. Jake has grown. He's thinking. He's watching. And he's learning fast that being good isn't always enough to survive. Sooner or later, he's going to have to fight for the life he wants. And that means he may have to stand against the people he once loved most. But here's the part. No one is ready for. The explosion won't just come from Reg or Knuck or even Alicia. It's going to come from what happens when all their secrets crash into each other at the same time. Tiff's discovery, Alicia's uprising, Reg's ambition, Jake's inner war. The streets are reaching a boiling point, and no matter how strong you think you are, once the truth starts unraveling, you either survive it or you don't. And someone's not going to make it out. Maybe it's Knuck. Maybe it's Reg. Maybe it's someone none of us saw coming. But the point is, the fall is coming. And when it hits, it's going to change everything. Friendships will be tested, families torn apart, loyalties shattered. And the city, it'll never be the same. Episode 4 is the turning point. We've felt the pressure building all season, whispers in the background, sideways glances, unresolved pain. But now, everything is coming to the surface. There's no hiding anymore, no pretending. The characters we've followed, rooted for, feared, they're standing at the edge of something irreversible. And whether it's revenge, truth, or survival, everyone's chasing something. But not everyone's going to get what they want. This is where stories break open and consequences come calling. And I know some of you are still holding on to hope that maybe Knuck will redeem himself, or that Reg might actually care about Jake, or that Alicia won't go through with her plan. But this is the chai. Nothing here is that simple. And when mothers rise, when guilt becomes unbearable, and when power starts to slip, things get ugly. Fast. So now I turn it to you. Who do you think is going to make the first move? Will Tiff expose Knuck before he can stop her? Will Alicia take matters into her own hands and bring justice her way? Will Jake finally break free from Reg's grip and protect what he's built? Let me know in the comments. This next episode is about to shake the entire season, and trust me, you won't want to miss a second of it.